everyone, welcome back to my channel. So again, this is Teacher Shar, helping you with your SAT math. So we've left off with question 61 from the College Board. So according to my team equals husband and brother. It's much better if I cut down my videos to 15 questions. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section. But for now, let's try to solve question 61 to 75, and then I'll upload as soon as possible the next 15 questions as well. Let me just share my screen quickly so that we can see the worksheet that we've been working on. If you still don't have access to the Google Drive link, it's down below. All you have to do is to click on the links and you will see the updated key. So each time I upload a video, I also upload the answer key. There is also a blank worksheet available for you in case you want to work on this on your own and just check in with me from time to time. So let's continue from where we left off. So that's question 61 for this ID number. So again, for example, if you just you're stuck on a problem and you just want to double check if you're on the right path, you can just use the question ID to find the question that you're working on. And that's all the questions we've been working on is from College Board's question bank. So you have everything available for free. So make sure you maximize that before your scheduled SAT. All right. So again, let's continue. So we have this linear function. What's one thing immediately that you can identify in this table? If you've been if you've been watching the previous videos, you know how much I've highlighted this. This is the y-intercept, correct, but my pen is not working. All right. Okay, there we go. This is the y-intercept, right? Y-intercept is a value of y when x is equal to 0. So we're working with this equation. This is the slope-intercept form, where b is a y-intercept. So from here, we know that b is 29, or it's the initial value. What else? We need a slope. So slope is what? It's the change in y all over change in x. So just choose two coordinates. We normally use the uppermost and the lowermost points in the table. So that is 35 minus 29. So y is basically the values of f of x at x is equal to 2 and 0 respectively. So 35 minus 9, that is 6 all over 2 equal to 3. So meaning your slope is equal to 3, and that gives you an equation of 3x plus 29. And how do you check this using Desmos? There seems you might be doubting yourself, or maybe just want to ease that anxiety that sometimes you feel during exams. Don't worry. That's why, thank goodness, we have Desmos for that. And all you have to do is to plug the equation 3x plus 29. Click Edit List. It will allow you to create a table of values, right? And let's observe 0, 1, 2. So if we got the right equations, then the table of values here should match. So we have 29, 32, 35, which are the correct values in our table. So that's how you double check your work if you are in doubt, okay? All right, let's continue. So the goal for this video is to reach page 75. So I'm labeling that question 75 so that my video is not that long. And then I'll go ahead and upload the next day my follow-up video for question 76 to 19, if I am correct. Okay, so next question, Nasir bought 9 storage bins that were each of the same price. He used a coupon for $63 off the entire purchase. The cost for the entire purchase after using the coupon was $67. What was the original price for one bin? Okay, one storage bin. Right? So that's amazing, right? That's how you know you have a good deal. If your final amount is way smaller than the discount. I love discounts. I love freebies. I'm the kind of person. So good job, Nasir. All right. So this one, again, I love visual representations. I hope you have this problem solving style as well, because sometimes it helps us understand, right? So the total of 9 bins was $93. I mean $63 on top of, oh, you use a coupon for $63 off the entire purchase was 27. Isn't Nasir amazing? Oh my gosh. This is the final amount he paid. Okay, so the total amount it cost 9 bins would be $90. And this is why sometimes I love explaining with visual examples or with blocks. If you have been watching my previous videos and you know, blocks really help make sense of problems. If you skip that part, go ahead to the previous video and see how else we can use block models like this to solve simple word problems like this one here. So meaning Nasir paid, the original amount for 9 bins is equal to $90. So meaning one bin is just equal to $10. All right, you can also use algebra for this, that's fine. But sometimes you just use your basics, go back to how you solve problems in middle school probably, and you'll be fine. This hour still doing algebra easy 1 out of 3. So the goal is to complete everything. Hopefully, I upload everything before your actual scheduled SAT. So move on to the next one. So we have this equation here. 10 is equal to 2x plus 4. Okay, there are different ways to know as to how many solution an equation exists, right? But the best or the fastest way is to solve this. So we have 2x is equal to 3, and we know there's only exactly 1. But by inspection, how do you know? We know the number of solutions based on the degree. All right. So meaning if you have a quadratic equation, let's say 3x minus 4, then you're expecting 2 roots because of the degree. I hope that makes sense. But sometimes if you're not sure, just go ahead and solve. Okay. So for this, we have exactly 1 solution. And we know because this is a linear equation and the degree here is just 1. All right. Next one. So this one, based on the choices, we're trying to interpret something from the problem. So you best make sure you understand what each component represents. So sometimes it's also like the one way to be strategic about SAT math is to look at the choices right away, because you know what you're looking for based on the choices. So at least when you're reading the problem, then you know what to look out for. Okay, so Mario purchased 4 binders that cost X dollars and 3 notebooks that cost Y dollars. So we have a binder here. So the total amount that Mario spent for binders is 4X. So you basically multiply the 2 to find the total amount. And then notebooks would be 3Y, correct? All right, and then if the given equation represents a situation, which of the following is the best interpretation of 24 in this context? This is the total amount And this is the total amount of notebooks. So what is their sum? What does their sum represent? Their sum represent the total amount that Mario spent, correct? So that's basically $24. So the best way to understand 24 in this context is that it's the total cost for purchasing all 7 items. So let's go ahead and look for that. So nope, it's just, we know this is just 4x. We know this is 3y, correct? And yes, it is 24. That's what it represents. And it is incorrect because we're not dealing with any total difference in cost. So that's just a throwaway choice. I hope this explanation helps you. And again, whenever you're dealing with problems like this, immediately identify the components just to help you and not get confused with the choices. Because sometimes SAT loves giving tricky choices for problems like this. Okay, next problem. For a training program, one ride is by an average rate of 5.7 minutes per ride, which function M models the number of minutes it will take one to ride X miles at this rate. So we have, again, in the previous videos, I told you that if you're not sure how to set up an equation, then it's best to give an example, right? So for example, the function M models the number of minutes it will take to ride X miles at this rate. So let's say, I'm just grabbing my calculator very quickly because it's far away from me. I just want a good number. Okay, so let's say we have 11.4 miles. So I'm just breaking down the problem for you. How many minutes do you think it'll take one to finish this? We basically divide distance by speed, correct? And that's the time, which is 2. In general, again, distance by speed or by rate to find the time. That's because M is the time. And when we want to find the total time it takes to cover X miles, which is the distance, all over the speed, which is 5.7 minutes per mile. And that gives us A as the correct answer. All right. So I hope you get used to number 1, interpreting equation, and number 2, setting up your own equations at this point. We're now working on question 66. So what is the value of X so that it's a solution to the equation? Hold on. So let's go ahead and solve this equation here. Okay, so I'm sorry for that. I'm actually watching my husband's store as I am recording this video. So we have a store, it's Apple Shop PH. We sell everything that is eco-friendly and local. I'll just give you a picture since someone entered and was looking for rice, but we don't sell rice. Okay. Oh, apparently I can't share. Let me just turn off my background. All right, here. I am actually watching our store on YouTube. Okay, so that's a quick commercial. Oh my gosh, you'll love it here because everything is eco-friendly and local, and that is the goal of our store. Well, I'm creating YouTube videos for you. Okay, talk about hustle and trying to make it in this economy, right? Okay. Let's continue. So I got distracted. I'm that kind of person. I'm so sorry. All right, there we go. So let's solve. Go ahead and solve this equation. And how do you do this? For you, isolate x on both sides. So you'll have x is equal to 55. And you can go ahead and double check. All you have to do is to plug in 55 into x, and this should give you 95, which is correct. And that's how you show, that's how you double check if you got the answer for linear equations. Or you can also use Desmos. Okay, this is what I keep saying. That's why when I exported, I wanted the question ID to be included, because we want to make sure that the format of the equation is not affected after exporting this. And I just want to double check. Okay, good. So we're working with two equations indeed, and we have this. So what is the solution? Xy to the given system of equations. Okay, luckily for us, we already know that y is equal to 19. So just plug in 19 here, and then our only goal is to solve for x. So let's add 9 to both sides to eliminate 9 here. That's 28. Divide both by 4 and flip the equation. It should give you 7. So meaning x is 7. So if you write that down, that's 7, 19. And how do you use Desmos to also solve this problem? Let's go ahead and plug in. Hold on. Y is equal to 4x minus 9. And then y is equal to 19. Remember, the solution to equations, to systems of equations, are the points where the equations intersect. Basically, the intersecting points of the two graphs. So we have this one here. So this confirms that the solution to the equation is 7. So at this point, this might seem, oh, it's easy, I don't need decimals. Of course, because it's 1 out of 3, right? But if you're dealing with a very complicated set of equations, please use decimals. It's free, it's there during PSAT, maximize it, okay? That's the difference probably of getting that desired super score that you need on your next retake or your target score. It's maximizing decimals and the SAT math. All right, let's continue. We're solving. Okay, we have 2x is equal to 12. And then we're looking for 9x. There are different ways to solve this problem, and I'll show you two. Okay, first we can just go ahead and divide both sides by 2. So I have 6 for x, and then next step, don't forget to remember what you're looking for, because sometimes we tend to be careless and report our final answer as 6. Always go back and double check. Am I looking for x, or am I looking for something else? So for this case, it is 54. Okay, I told you there is another way to solve this. It's equal to 12. Okay, first, let me ask you, what do I multiply so that 2x becomes 9x? So 9 divided by 2, that's what? 4.5, right? Or basically 9 over 2. So that tells us that if we multiply both sides of the equation by 9 over 2, what does that give us? 9x on one side and 54 on the other. So this is another approach to solving problems like this. And why am I telling you this? Because later on in algebra, probably medium level, difficult level, we will give you something like this where you have to manipulate your equation. So it's all good that as early as now you're practicing manipulating expressions already. That's why I'm giving you two options and giving you like a head start or like a teaser if it's a movie or a series on what to expect later on. So final answer is 54. Okay, 69. A gardener buys 2 kinds of fertilizer. Fertilizer A contains 60% filler materials, and fertilizer B contains 40% filler materials by weight. Together, the fertilizers bought by the gardener contain a total of 240 filler materials coming from fertilizer A and B. So this is the total. Which equation models this relationship? Okay. So let's say we have this, right? This one is coming from A, and this is the filler coming from B. How much fertilizer do we have for A? So A is the number of pounds of fertilizer A. So since 60% are filler materials, what is 60% again? 0.6. So that's just 0.6x. Do you agree? And then for B, 40% are filler materials on the same logic, but using y this time. Alright, so as I've said, B is 0.4y. So we know that the total amount of fillers is equal to 240 pounds, and that contains both A and B fillers, correct? And that's why your equation should be equal to the sum of these two equal to 240, which is in spec, we have letter B. So just be very careful because A is close to these terms, right? We've just flipped the coefficient. So just be careful about that. Those slight things that we sometimes get penalized for, even when we honestly don't deserve it. So be careful about that. This time we have y equal to fx in the xy plane, and we also have a slope, okay? And then it passes through the point 0, -8. And again and again, always remember when x is equal to 0, y represents the y-intercept. So we have y-intercept equal to -8. And then we also know that the slope is equal to 3. So which equation is best for this? Yes, it's the slope-intercept form from its name, because we already have all the values, and we have 3x minus 8. It's minus because the y-intercept is negative. And that makes B the correct answer. And what's one way to double check this? Again, Desmos is your friend, and it's there to back you up. And how do you know that you have the right equation? Just see if it passes through 0, -8, correct? And that confirms that you actually have the right equation. So Desmos is there not only to help you solve problems, but to also double check and lessen that test anxiety for you. Okay, so this one is very similar to the previous one. Try to pause the video first and solve this on your own. You've got this. Alright? And again, this is a y-intercept, or B. So B is equal to 8. And then we have a slope of 6. So M is equal to 6. So what's the best equation for this? Y is equal to mx plus b. Plug in the value 6x plus 8. There we go. All good. And at this point, I hope that you're feeling confident in utilizing this equation that's called the slope-intercept form. So whenever you have a y-intercept and you have a slope, this is the linear equation that you should be using already, okay? All right. Last 4 questions. Kathy has n series. Jerry has 3, more than twice the number of series that Kathy has. So let's start with Kathy. She has n series. All right. And then Jerry has 3 more than twice the number. So twice the number, so let's label this as Jerry. Twice the number is 2n. And then add 3 more. That will be the number of CDs that Jerry has. In terms of n, how many CDs does Jerry have? 2n plus 3, which is letter D. Okay, so I hope you're doing well with the current set of questions. If you need more practice on a specific topic, let me know, and I'll be more than happy to create or worksheets for you, particularly wherever you're finding this video. I also have a lot of digital SAT resources for free, so let me know. I'll be happy to send them your way. Don't hesitate to reach out, okay? So the equation for the x plus 20y is equal to 160 represents the number of sweaters x and shirts y that Yesenia purchased for $160. Okay, so let's sort out the equation. So x plus y, okay, we don't know this part. Yesenia purchased 2 sweaters. How many shirts did she purchase? All right, interesting. Let's focus on the sweaters first. So Yesenia bought X sweaters. And then in the equation, we have 40X, right? And there's 2 of them, 2 sweaters. So meaning if she bought 1 sweater, it will just be 20X. Do you agree? All right, so meaning what does 20 represent for this equation? First, for the sweaters, 20 is actually the cost. So on the same thought process, 20y represents y number of shirts, and then 20 here is also the cost. Do you agree? And the total, since 1 sweater costs 20 and 2 of them would cost 80, correct? So meaning 20y is just equal to 80. Because that's the remaining amount after purchasing 40x. So 40x is basically telling us that Yesenia purchased $80 for the sweaters. So meaning 1 shirt is equal to, $20. 1 shirt costs $20. So meaning Yesenia purchased 4 shirts. All right, let me know if this makes sense. So this is a trickier type of problem where you have to inspect each component and understand what they represent. So meaning Yesenia purchased 4 shirts. All right, let me just grab a quick drink of water, and then I'll be back very soon. All right, let's move on to the next one. So Marisol drove 3 hours from city A to city B. Let me use my pen again. 3 hours from city A to city B. The equation below estimates the distance d in miles Marisol traveled after driving for 3 hours. Right? So again, if you're not sure what to do with problems like this, try to substitute and understand what's going on. So let's say d is equal to 45t. What does it mean if Marisol drove for 3 hours, right? This one is 135 miles. So meaning it's telling you the total distance that Marisol drove. For our example, 3 hours. So for 3 hours, she covered 130 miles. How do we generalize that? After t hours, Marisol can cover a certain distance based on the speed 45 represents the speed. Correct. So meaning, Marisol can cover 45 miles per hour, right? So it's the deciding factor of how far she can travel given a value for t. So that's the speed. So that makes C the correct answer. So the past two questions, it doesn't really require you to solve anything, but it actually wants you to understand what each equation represents. Okay, let's answer the last problem for this video. It's a this video to upload the next set of 15 questions as soon as I can. All right, and probably tomorrow or the next day. So I'll try to shorten the interval between the uploads and so that we could also catch up with our other domains and finish up algebra first. So we have x is equal to 7, and then we want to find the value of x plus 20. So this is just plug and play. Just fill in the value for x, and that gives you 27. And this is kind of an easy and a good way to end this video. So on the next one, please expect us to continue from 76 to 90 and so on. And then hopefully we will finish this whole set and work through the rest of the domains. Let me just stop sharing my screen. All right, we're back. Okay, so again, I hope that the walkthroughs are helping you. If you do want me to solve a particular problem, a challenging problem, then go ahead and feel free to send me a DM. If you need more resources again, both English and math, I can send them to you for free. Just let me know wherever you're finding this video. And please subscribe and like this video. I would really appreciate it. And then let's continue from where we left off in the next video. And I hope to still see you there. Bye-bye.